Hey guys, it's Josh Van Sant here. As you can probably tell, I am not wearing a hat today, and that's because I had a haircut. So I guess I don't need to disguise my bouffant. But that's not the point of the video. The point of this video is to share with you a funny incident that happened on the tube a few weeks ago. And in sharing that story, I'm going to get to a lesson which will all make sense after I've told you about my incident. So it was a regular Wednesday. I was taking the tube home from work, and as I was waiting on the platform, I made eye contact with this guy who was very handsome in my eyes and kind of had this great energy about him, and we were looking at each other. And then we both got onto the same train, the same part of the train, and sat completely opposite each other. And for those of you that have been on the tube in London, there's quite a small distance between you and the person that you're facing. So we got on the tube and we're sitting there, and he looks at me again, and I look at him, and then I look away, and then I look at him and he looks away, and we play this game for a little bit until we make eye contact, and we hold eye contact. And then one of us looks away, and this keeps on going until the spans of looking away become shorter, and we're just sitting there looking at each other on the tube. My heart's beating really quickly, and I'm having this really intense connection with someone that I don't know, that I can't really speak to because it's a bit awkward to have conversations on the tube. It's quite a quiet environment and a difficult place to pick up, but just through this eye contact, we've had this incredible connection. And then he gets up to get off. It's obviously his stop. And as he's getting off the train, he looks back and I look at him, and we hold gaze for a while until the train doors close and the tube moves on into the darkness, and I never see him again. And so I keep reliving this experience in my head because it was just the most bizarre and intense incident that I've experienced in a while. But the moral of the story really is not to tell you about all these cute boys that I come across on a day-to-day basis in London, but it's about the power of eye contact. You see, looking at someone is a surefire way to know whether they're interested in you. When you look at someone and you make eye contact and they look back and you hold gaze for a while and you smile or something, you know that that person's kind of into you. And it's a very, very powerful tool for finding out or testing whether someone likes you back or is a little bit interested anyway. And it's a fun game I play now as well because I live in a part of London, East London, which is like Brooklyn or Silver Lake in LA, and it's hard to tell who's gay and who's straight. But the best way to test that, to see who is gay and who is straight, is through eye contact. When you make eye contact with a straight guy, he might just look away, but sometimes when you make eye contact with a gay guy and he looks back at you, you can tell. Another fun game that I play on top of that is the shoulder look back, where you're walking, you make eye contact with someone, you take a few steps, and then you turn around to see if they've turned around. And when that happens, it's quite a fun experience. So that's a fun little game that I keep playing now since I've moved east and since I've built the confidence inside of myself to actually make eye contact with people. You see, it's something that the more you do it, the more confident you become. Because when I first started, anytime anyone looked at me or I made eye contact with someone, I would look away. And I'd rarely look back over my shoulder when I've made eye contact with someone in the first place. But practice makes perfect. And after a few tries and a few successful connections by looking back over the shoulder, I've built a bit of confidence into it, and now I think it's a bit of a fun game. So my advice to you would be to give it a shot. Try looking at someone for a bit longer than you might feel comfortable, and in those few seconds, magic can happen. That's my post for today. Just a quick note to say it's half time between Scotland and Australia in the Rugby World Cup. So hopefully by the end of this video, Australia will have won, but if not, we will go on as we do. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Josh Van Sant, and make sure you check out my blog, themoderngay.com. Thanks. Cheers.